There is industries that dominate machines for you, but they're not the ones that dominate buyer's choice.
That badge of honor can go a long way, because that can be the difference between you getting that lead and that person going somewhere else and inquiring as well.
Once you start to see those reviews, or you start to see people who've bought from there, you feel a little bit more confident.
G'day guys, welcome to another episode of Steel Pushers. Today we are going to be talking about the 2022 Buyer's Choice.
Yes!
Well done.
It's that time of year.
Yes, and what we needed to do to tell these people what Buyer's Choice is was bring the one and only Chris Patrick in on this conversation. Chris,
Yep.
tell them who you are.
So my name's Chris. If that wasn't clear, I work as a key account manager here at Machines For You.
Not only that,
I also am the account management team leader, which means I just fix problems all day.
100%.
But
Dr. Chris,
Dr. Chris.
Chris.
some might say.
Yeah. Now, I guess we should kind of get started explaining a bit about what Buyer's Choice actually is. What is it, Jacob?
Well, the Buyer's Choice Award was created, I believe, about 6 years ago now. And it was one of those things that was created just to kind of give back to the people who are doing the right thing.
Yeah.
One of our biggest things that we always talk about is the recipe that we've created. We know what works well, we know what works right. So for the people who are out there and doing that right thing, it's that little bit of recognition. Not only that, but it comes with a lot of extras as well too. And I think that's what we kind of want to break down through the episode as well. Not only what it is, but how to attain it, and then why you would want to attain it as well. It's pretty easy to just make an award and give it to someone, but it's another thing to actually reap the benefits of it and have a reason why you'd want to win it, which I think will go down too. And that's why we do have Dr. Chris in the house here, because if anyone knows what those accounts look like, I hope it will be you.
I hope so too.
But yeah, so Chris,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously looking at it, it's 150
winners.
150 winners.
Yeah.
Now, just quickly, what's a couple of the key points there that they have to do to attain that award?
Yeah.
What are we looking for?
So one of the key components when it comes down to winning an award like this is your content on site. I know a lot of the account managers preach on about it every single day, but it is vital to an ad. And ultimately, Machines For You, we're a marketplace and we live in a 2-minute noodle society. People have no patience for anything. Things like Google have come around, you can find the answer to anything within a couple of seconds. So people's attention spans are short. So as a dealer, as someone who sells machinery on Machines For You, your content is key. We look at who's putting in the effort. Have they got enough photos? Have they got a good quality video where people are spending time watching them?
Yeah.
Have they got a compelling description with a cool or a pretty good call to action?
Yeah.
Have they got a spec sheet at the bottom of the ad that people can download? Those are the ingredients to a successful recipe, and majority and pretty much every single deal that wins this award has great content on site, because they're keeping the dealers, they're keeping the buyers engaged, they're keeping them on the ad, and those buyers are engaging, which means they're putting in leads. And if putting in leads, they're selling machines.
Exactly. And it's not a popularity contest either. It's not who our favourite people are on the site. It's not anything to do with that. It's about the people that are using the platform properly and the people that are high performers in each industry.
Yeah.
Obviously, there is industries that dominate Machines For You, but they're not the ones that dominate Buyer's Choice.
No.
So it is.
That's exactly how it was created. It's per category, You can be on the lowest of the packages, you can be on the highest of the packages. That doesn't dictate where you fall in the buyer's choice. That doesn't mean you automatically win one. So I think that's what's really cool. And another thing, I guess, more so from our side, which is really cool, is when we first approach or first start off these relationships with businesses, we know they have the capabilities of fulfilling what exactly we're asking of them, because we've done that research, we've seen what they're about. And that's when we know we can get excited, because if they do that properly and then win something like this, it's what we'll talk about next, where that's when you start to see the repercussions of having that little, in your showroom, having that badge of honor.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a look at some of the showrooms we have on the site, we've still had dealers from 2007, 2006 you can see them. They've got 6-7 badges. You know, it's pretty cool to see. And I mean, let's say we were shopping on Amazon, for instance. Brought up a really good point when we were discussing this a little bit earlier. You're buying something that you're not necessarily 100% educated on what it is or what you're getting. You know, once you start to see those reviews or you start to see people who've bought from there, you feel a little bit more confident as well.
Absolutely.
Social proof is such a big thing.
Trust. I mean, in business, everything is an exchange of trust.
Yeah.
You know, there's something you learn in selling specifically, and this is selling anything, is that if somebody even just doesn't like you a little bit or feels like something's off, it puts a bad thing in their brain and they don't want to do business with you. And that's literally what we're trying to achieve with having these, you put it right, badges of honor on their websites, on their showrooms, etc., etc. If you can see that someone's done that, and even back-to-back years, there's no better trust builder.
Absolutely.
Because even Machines For You, as credible as we are, we get new people to the site every day that are just stumbling across us. They're the companies that are going to be trusted on Machines For You because they've been with us for a long time. It's no different to being in business for 40, 50 years. You have that credibility behind you, and that's what Buyer's Choice is all about.
And I think a big thing there is as well, you don't have to be a business who's been around for 60 years dominating the machinery world.
No.
You literally have to be doing the right thing for 12 months to qualify for the Buyer's Choice. And that means if you're a brand new business and you do everything right on that long-term 12 months, that next year, just think of the opportunities. You're now portrayed the same as a business that's been with us since 2006, who's won it, multiple times. But to that person who's not been to our site prior, they come in and they see that award, they trust you probably automatically. And that's pretty cool. Because that's not saying, it's not just like the big dogs are winning every time. There's that opportunity for anyone to then reap those rewards at a later date.
I think that's a really important point because, machinery space is becoming more and more competitive every single year. We're seeing people buying from new brands all the time. Long gone are the days where people are just loyal to specific brands because they bought it their entire lives. We've seen brand new companies, brand new brands from overseas coming in, dominate, get tons of leads, sell a load of machines. So the marketplace has become so much more competitive where, people are fighting over that same lead. So if you're a brand new business and you don't have a big presence in Australia yet, or you've just set up shop, that badge of honor can go a long way because that can be the difference between you getting that lead and that person going somewhere else and inquiring as well. So I have a theory that you could start a brand new business here in Australia selling machinery. If you do the right things, you can win a Buyer's Choice within 12 months and you can have the same reputation, same credibility on site as another dealer that's been on board for ages but only started to do the right thing. And you could go pound per pound for leads purely because you've done the right thing.
Absolutely. I mean, all that's going through my head right now is
Scotty's
Tractors. Scotty's Tractors. Talked about it in recent episodes. I mean, you've just started with Machines For You, and I think having the doctor on here himself, I think he needs to explain what you need to do to get the 2023 Buyer's Choice Awards for tractors.
I think that's what's good. It was really nice that you guys invited me in here for a face-to-face. As I'm quite new to the membership, I did sign up on that 12-month agreement. I needed the little bit cheaper option just because James Golden, really put a dent in the back pocket when he moved into McLean with the competitive market. Local's just not cutting it anymore.
It's just not cutting it.
You got to go nationwide.
Yeah, so Dr. Chris, I don't know if you heard, mate, but I dominated the Yamba agriculture scene for quite some time.
Gotcha.
Yeah, my banners were pretty big on the cricket pitch.
It's impressive, isn't it?
Thank you.
Yamba is a hot spot for agriculture, so
I appreciate that. But what I learned quite quickly is if I didn't diversify, get into that digital market, I'm just kicking myself.
You are.
So.
Well, I mean, it's
smartest man in the room actually signed me up.
Exactly, and the thing I said to him originally was, he has these fears of, well, how am I going to compete with XYZ? We have, Caterpillar Australia advertising on our site, and all these people that can provide solid machines, big machines. How can he, as a small dealer, how can he earn a Buyer's Choice? Can he do it in the next 12 months?
Absolutely, he can.
Are you sure? Because I'm not Caterpillar.
Look, I'm 100% confident that if you follow these steps,
Yep.
you will win next year.
Okay.
All right. So,
Hit me.
hit you up.
Okay.
There's two things that you really got to focus on. It's leads
Yep.
and it's engagement.
Okay.
They go hand in hand.
Yeah.
The best dealers on site, and in terms of, say best in terms of lead generation, are the ones that have the best engagement on site. It's a path that correlates. They meet in the middle.
Yep.
So you've got to make sure that on the marketplace, you've got as many ads as possible.
Yes.
And people think very simply about this. They look at what's in their yard and they think, I've got 5 machines in the yard, therefore I have 5 machines. When in reality, that's not true, because when a buyer does come in, they might want to buy one of those machines, but you're bundling it up, you're putting attachments, you're putting extra things on top of that as well. The way that people buy is they're going to come to the site and they're going to look for very specific things. They might type in, a tractor with a slasher or an excavator with a mud bucket.
Yeah.
They are looking for a specific bit of machinery. When we see wanted leads come through, they're very detailed. They're asking for the type of attachments that they're looking for.
Yeah.
So instantly, if you've got 5 machines in your yard, but you've got an arrangement of 10 attachments that you generally sell with it, bundle them up. Put them as hot bundles that you normally do sell.
There's 10 listings.
There's 10
Just
listings
there.
right there. So you've already, double, triple the amount of ads that you have.
Yeah.
And because it's a marketplace, the more ads you're going to have, the more presence you're going to get, the more people are going to see your
More
ad site,
engagement.
More engagement.
More
right?
engagement.
To get that engagement though,
You need the right content.
got to get that content right.
Exactly.
Yeah. We know, we've seen it over the last 16 years, the best performing ads have over 11 photos.
Yep.
And it can be a daunting, volume to hit. But when you break it down, that's 1 photo from the front, 1 from the back, side to side, diagonals,
Mm-hmm.
and then some interior shots.
That's
you
it.
can do that in 2 or 3 minutes. You can do
Yeah.
it in 2 or 3 minutes. Do that for your main ads, perfect. You've got your photos done. But there's one thing I'd recommend anyone to do on the site is get videos on your ads. They don't have to be Channel 9 Productions. They don't have to be Michael Bay. You don't need Megan Fox.
Yeah.
It will help.
It would
It would
definitely
help
help.
though.
Yeah, you will 100% win.
100%. So, Jakey, you're on track to win the 2023 Buyer's Choice.
Yeah, look, I could definitely get 15 ads out there.
Yeah.
I've got a fair few attachments around the yard as well. I do usually sell them as a bundle, but I don't advertise them
Mhm.
just because once they're there, they're there.
Mm.
But they're not always there.
Yeah.
They could be looking from somewhere else, which I now understand is why I had to get into this digital marketing. Then I guess it's really what's going to change if I do have that badge.
Yeah.
Like what's in it for me?
Yeah.
It's a good point. So the badge alone is going to give you credibility on site, credibility with buyers. We've got plenty of buyers that were there 16 years ago at the start that are still here today,
Yeah.
buying, inquiring. The dealers that come to site that sell, when I look at their accounts, when I look at their activity, they're also going in and putting in leads too.
Right.
So you've got this whole mix of people inquiring.
Yeah.
And we know that when someone comes to an ad, they're spending time, they're researching, they're reading, they're scrolling down the page, looking at information, looking at descriptions. When they come to the showroom, which we know a lot of people do go to, when they click that button to see who you are, especially if you're a brand new business, they haven't come across you before.
Yeah.
It's like going on Amazon and, looking to buy a book, or looking to buy something. Amazon's pretty good. They've got those little bestseller flags on it. Makes me more comfortable when I see that a product is an Amazon bestseller, that they've got 20,000 reviews at 4,500 stars. 4.5 stars. That's incredible. That's a lot of stars.
That's a lot of
I tell
stars.
you
That's a lot
what,
of
if you've
reviews.
got 5,000 stars, I
That's
feel safe.
I would-
and I
yeah.
will make that purchase.
I'd give you all my
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
exactly.
But those are the sort of things as a buyer, that's what I look for.
Yeah.
Right. So that sense of credibility, that sense of trust is going to go a long way. It's going to make you stand out against your competition, especially if we're comparing, your ad with someone else's, because we know that they're generally comparing 3 machines at a time.
Mm.
If I'm that person and there's 3 different machines, and I've got the OEM and that, has great product but has a lot of demand, probably not going to get that machine for a while. I've got someone else who I don't know anything about, another dealer just like yourself. I'm comparing those two because I know you both have the products in stock. I know I'm going to get that. Everyone loves buying from small business. Everyone
Exactly.
loves buying
Yeah,
local.
you want to support.
I want to support. I'm going to do that. But if you've got that badge, you've got that badge of credibility saying that you were one of the best dealers on market on machines for you.
Mm.
That person hasn't. I'm going there.
It's kind of hard not to.
Why would you?
It's hard to ignore it. It's
Yeah.
right in front of your face, and that's the biggest thing. Is that if we take this down to the most simplest terms, we are a massive marketplace. We have all these dealers. We have all these hundreds of thousands of buyers coming through. But if you just think about them as individual people,
Yeah.
and let's just say they're walking down a road with 4 or 5 competitors on the same road, it's no different to somebody
Yeah.
scrolling through a page.
People don't like to be sold. They like to go. They
Yeah.
like to buy with friends. That's
Yeah.
the way I look at it, right? And if you've got a dealer that's got, a Buyer's Choice Award, that's like that person's been that your friends have bought from them multiple times.
Yeah.
It's that trust.
Yeah. And then I've got a couple other questions
Yeah.
as well.
Shoot away.
Now, there's one thing that I'm not the brightest guy. I've been around the block. And one thing that I think when I think Buyer's Choice is you guys must be marketing them.
So interesting. Well, a lot of people watching this, if you have a quick check in your emails, there's probably a Buyer's Choice email from Machines for You in there.
Yeah.
right.
So my thought process
Yeah.
here is if I get Scotty's tractors on that Buyer's Choice, you're going to blast that out.
We
aren't
surely
you?
are. Absolutely.
It's not because it's going to have an award that no one knows about.
Exactly.
The people need to know about it.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking back here, boys, so I've signed up for this and you give me all that stuff, but it sounds to me like I might be getting a little bit of free marketing.
Free marketing. You are.
Everyone loves a bit
Yeah.
of free marketing.
You know what I think of free marketing?
Strongly agree. Jeez, that's
Wrong episode.
Still to come. Still to
Wrong
come.
episode, sorry.
But you're 100%
Yeah,
right.
Think of it that way.
Absolutely. We blast that out all the time. We look forward to it every single year. Marketing works really hard to make sure that the winners get, goodies, they get the badge.
Yeah.
But more importantly, we're blasting that out on socials.
Exactly.
We've got 300,000 people in our database that we send that out to.
Yeah.
Every single person's going to see who's a winner.
Exactly.
As a small business, what's the value of getting your business in front of 300,000 people?
Yeah.
I
To
mean,
know
just
that you're a top creme de la creme cream.
how many agencies and dealers do we speak to that want to just do basic email blasts out to a certain industry database that's
Yep.
targeted? It costs thousands of dollars,
Sure does.
Yeah.
It's the same as us. It's the same as other places that have the same reputation, accessing that database in that way
Yeah.
on a yearly basis, you're always, there's no better way to just show who you are and create a point of difference.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And even as you said, marketing have worked really hard. And when I had a look at the landing page off the link from the email too, I sat there and I clicked on about 5 or 6 different businesses
Yeah.
that I personally hadn't heard of before as well.
Yeah.
And it took me straight to their showroom, and now I'm looking at their stuff, and that's exactly what's going to be happening when it goes out there too. Is curiosity.
Yeah.
You see a name, even if it's a competition as well too.
Exactly.
You want to know what they're up to, and then when you see them and their showroom looks the way it does, and you go, how do I do that? So it's really working.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I
I'm
think-
telling you, Scotty's Tractors showroom,
Hell yeah.
Buyer's Choice 2023.
Exactly. I can
I mean,
see it.
I
can see it.
Yeah.
Look, we're getting a little bit sidetracked there. Honestly, I think it's one of those things that, it wasn't created just for fun. There's some serious benefits that you can get from something like this. And it's not only that, but it's just getting the recognition of the hard work. To follow our recipe isn't an easy thing to do. We don't sit here and think, why aren't you doing it? It's so simple. Like, it's going to take some work, 100%, definitely. But it's the steps to success.
Exactly.
We've seen it work, then replicated it. We wouldn't have created it if we didn't think that we could stand behind it, and then we wouldn't market it the way that we market it
Yeah.
if we didn't stand behind it. So there's so many added to it, and I think it is one of those things that if you're going to take the marketplace serious, if you're going to do the membership and take it serious, this is the thing that you should probably look as the goal.
Yeah.
And I think it's a really cool thing because it is yearly, but it is a goal. It's if
Yeah.
I do this right for that 12 months and then gain that Buyer's Choice Award,
Yeah.
it's been all worth it.
Yeah.
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 It's probably been all worth it because if you've done that, you've probably got quite a successful machinery business. But then not only that, you're just setting yourself up for the year next.
That's a good way of looking at it, actually.
Exactly. And it's, break it down and make it simple for yourself because, business owners will put time, care and effort to be where they've gotten, whether they put that time into their own showroom or just put that care into your marketing, because at the end of the day, the people that are looking at this, they're individuals. They're no different to the people coming into your showroom.
Yeah.
If you would show them that massive amount of care and help, put that into your marketing, because that's all they have to see your business's reputation online. It's just as important as having that reputation in Yamba.
It's been a pleasure having you, Dr. Chris.
Thanks for having me, lads.
Thanks everyone for tuning in for Steel Pushers episode Buyer Edition. Buyer's Choice Edition. That was just as bad as the intro, dude.
That was worse.
We'll just fade out.
How about you say it, and then I'll re-say it.
You're the host, dude, and
No,
I'm on the
dude,
You're the
side.
host with the
Dude,
most.
I
1
can't
minute.
compete with that.
1 minute.
1 minute, here we go. You say it, and then I'll repeat it. Go. What would you wrap up with?
And thanks for tuning in to another episode of Steel Pushers, guys. Well, no, I don't. That's dumb things.
Yeah.
Nah.
Just keep it simple, dude.
Keep it simple.
Steel
We'll,
Pushers.
we'll just have to do a fade out. I'm sorry, Heather.
Just
We'll just fade out. Like,
Job.